So, welcome to another brand new episode of live Forex Trading New York session with your host, Peeling Mindset. So, we are here waiting for our friends from the Slack community to join in, and we are going to dive into our pairs. We're going to dive into our gold and pound yen, and furthermore, other pound instruments in the next 1 or 2 minutes. So, we have dived into our session right now. Let's see. Just give me a second, checking the system for the first few minutes, and as it's running properly, we are going to dive into our pairs, and we're going to do all of the analysis that we need. All right, so for now, let's dive into gold. Oh, Raynell Sisson says, hello, Anuj. Hello, Reno. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Let's go into the monthly time frame right at this point because we are actually almost halfway through the month, right? So 10th of the 10th of the June. All right, so this is the 10th of the June. So we are almost halfway through the month. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove all of the drawing from the chart, and we're going to start fresh. Looking at the monthly time frame. So the previous monthly candle closed bullish, and this current monthly candle is still bearish. Seems as if it's actually rejecting the bottom. So for the monthly candle to move up and for the monthly bias to be buys is valid. We just need this current monthly candle to actually flip bullish. If this current monthly candle starts flipping bullish, we have a very high chance of moving up, feeling this wicks on the left hand side, the wick on the other side, and that'll be amazing. But if this monthly candle stays below the recent resistance on the left hand side, there's a high chance price may even further move down. But for now, the bias for monthly candle to move up is a valid idea. Okay, we still have 20 more days in this monthly candle. If it's going to flip bullish, there's still 20 more days. And today Thursday is also just give me a second. Today is a core CPI day. We're going to have the core CPI news coming in tonight. So looks like today we can observe some of the fireworks. If the candles are going to move with a lot of fireworks here today, is no wonder, is no surprise. It's actually expected. Okay, so look at this. At around 30 minutes after the New York Bank Open, we have the CPI and the core CPI news. For now, there is a European monetary policy statement that's gonna be up in the next hour. So maybe that's gonna induce some volume in the market too. And some of the guys who don't know what market you are in, for example, guys in the YouTube, just go into the Forex Factory, go into the market tab, and you can see exactly what session you are in. For now, we are in the core pre-New York session, 1.5 before the New York Bank Open, which is the New York pre-New York, right? So we are also in between the London session. So maybe this session could induce some volume. All right, let's go into the weekly time frame at the same time. We're going to erase this market tab from here. Let's erase that. And going into just give me a second here. I just want to see if my proper screen has been shared to the Zoom friends here. I hope the proper screen has been shared. Okay, anyways. Okie dokie. So looking at the current weekly candle, look at this. So the previous weekly candle actually closed right around the previous resistance, right below the previous resistance, right? And the current weekly candle is still below. The weekly candle has today as its finishing day, and the next day, that is the Friday. So it only has 2 days in total for this candle, so the current weekly candle, to close. If this weekly candle stays below this previously broken resistance, maybe the bias for sell in a weekly sort of a time frame does make sense, right? So, and we do have a long wick on the left hand side on a weekly time frame that could serve as a target for us. And the current weekly candle also has made a proper wick on the top, so we may get a proper push on the downside. So we will see how CPI is essentially going to move gold today. So if there's CPI news, what I know off the bat is, you know what, price in gold in the smaller time frame may be ranging. So if the smaller time frame candles in gold are ranging side by side, I would love to stay away from ranges. I would love to stay away from a lot of consolidation. That may be the case here. Let's go into the daily time frame and we will see even more detail, all right? So going to the daily time frame right now, looking at the most recent information available here. So for example, if you look at this has turned out to be a proper resistance. This level that is 1898, sort of a level. I can actually draw a yellow line around this level. Let's try and highlight this with another line here. So look at this. So 1898.80 has turned out to be a real resistance from where the price has actually resisted, and it's actually moving down with actually proper wicks, proper anatomy, right? So for now, candles are moving with proper bearish structure. Maybe from the recent information, maybe the NFP push is actually finally getting corrected, right? It's actually finally getting corrected. So look at this. Current daily candle is bearish. It looks as if just from the recent information, this range right here, just give me a second, I'll bring out the annotation tools here. So look at this. So the range on the left hand side looks like it can be achieved. Maybe the CPI news is actually going to push the price even lower. Okay, so that may be the case here. So if the bias is a selling sort of a bias, now we have to jump into the 4-hour time frame, because the daily time frame is already bearish and there is a furthermore range for the price to dive into. For example, this right here could be a major support. All right, why is that a major support? Because that's the level from where price pushed up heavily. That's the level where the price rejected heavily. So this demand area, look at this. So this previously recognized demand area has been respected one more time. So there is a chance if price actually dives into that level, it can reject it heavily. Okay, it can actually reject it heavily. All right, so on YouTube, Jackie Yam says, hey, hello, I hope Jackie Yam is doing well. Let's see. So we are going into the 4-hour time frame at this point in time. All right, so going into the 4-hour time frame, look at this. 4-hour candles after rejecting 1898. Look at this. Candles rejected 1898 here. Candles rejected 1898 here. So looks like it's actually moving down with proper lower low, lower high, lower low, and lower high. It does make sense for the price to move down. Looking at the 4-hour structure, okay? Looking at the 4-hour structure, we have actually broken below this support too. So candles have closed below, have rejected, and there's a high chance for the price to move down. Obviously, it's a high volume, high volatile news day, core CPI. I've seen pairs move heavily in this sort of news event, but we will see how the price in gold is moving. That way we can decide if we want to stay away from gold at this stage until the news comes out, or we will actually dive in any sort of position, right? So the current 4-hour candle is almost halfway through. It seems as if it's actually filling the wick on the left hand side, and the range looks better too. From the current price, the range on the downside looks almost as if till the wick it's 30 pips, and all the way down till the strong support it's about 80 pips. So this could turn out to be our support. 18, just give me a second. 1870, 15 could be our support, core support. Let's go into the 2-hour time frame. So the 2-hour time frame here is going to close in the next 9 minutes. If this 2-hour candle stays bearish, there's a higher chance the price can actually fall down. It's making a lot of sense in 4-hour, 2-hour for the candles to move down than anything else. Maybe for the price to move up, if this was a proper rejection, this candle did a proper rejection, candles have to respect it to move up. If it's actually moving up, right? For now, the candles are so obvious to move down than anything else. So the bias right now is sell until price stays below this support. For example, let's see if I can draw it a little better, okay? A little bit better. Let's see. So if price stays below 1884.50, there's a higher chance price can actually move down, achieve this cleaner range on the left-hand side. It does make sense. 100% makes sense. This 2-hour candle is going to close in the next 8 minutes. So it's very interesting to see how this 2-hour candle closes. If this 2-hour candle closes bearish, amazing. Amazing. We have our bias made already. Or on the hourly, it does make sense for the price to move down. Look at this. Price is doing so similar, so typical sort of a movement here. Price is doing this. Price is going like bum, 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 bum. So if price is actually doing this right now, if this lower high has been formed, there's a higher chance price can retest this level, and it can actually break levels and further move down, right? That could be the case here. That could be the case. So if the price is actually moving down, it does make sense. And the current hourly candle has also broken the previous hourly candle's low. We just want to see, at this point in time, want to see this hourly candle close bearish. If this hourly candle is going to close bearish in the next 7 minutes, it will make sense for the price to move down. It's going to make a lot of sense. Okay, so Jackie M says, bro, what do you think of Bitcoin? I'm just curious. Oh, I think Bitcoin is good. That's all I can say. Bitcoin is actually good. So you just have to know what you're dealing with. You know, obviously I've been dealing with currencies for some time. So I don't want to change my forte yet. I don't want to change my forte yet. So if currency is my forte, I don't want to change it yet. I want to stay into my forte and make as much as I can out of this market before I jump into anything else. So I basically don't understand Bitcoin. That's it. That's it. But some of my friends invest in it, and they are very clever investors, a lot more clever than me. So, you know, that's it. So looking at the 30-minute candle, it actually seems almost as if it's actually ranging side by side. The 30-minute seems almost ranging side by side, but it does make sense for the price to do this. Da, da, da. It does make sense for the price to do that. All right. Just have to see this 30-minute candle close in the next 6 minutes. That way we can build our strong bias. Definitely build a strong bias. Let's go into the 15-minute time frame and see what's happening. On the 15-minute time frame, so the most recent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 15-minute candle seems it's ranging side by side. So why is that happening? Why is price respecting this 15-minute candle support if this is a support? So I have to see candles close below this recent 15-minute support, which is going to happen in the next 6 minutes. If it's happening, if the candles start closing below this support, there's a higher chance it can actually move down with volume. But again, at the same time, we know that there is a major CPI news coming in. All right, so we have to be careful. Okay, Jackie M says, okay, because I just saw some Bitcoin bad headline. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry for asking irrelevant question. No, you're all right. You can ask anything you want. Anything you want. All right, so the 5-minute candle. Okay, 5-minute candle ranging side by side in gold. So it seems the bias could be sell after price starts breaking these lows in a range of a 20 pips, in a range of a 20 to 30 pips. It does make sense to scale on sells than buys right now because the structure is so obvious, right? As we discussed already, 4-hour looks so obvious to move down. And if you go into the 2-hour, look at this. 2-hour is so obvious to move down, has 5 more minutes left. If the candle's going to push down heavily without giving me any entry, it is what it is, because the real entry was around here. If you guys want to learn where was the possible best entry in gold, right after this 2-hour candle closed, and this 2-hour candle retested this 1884.50 previously broken support level and started moving down after the break of this low, that was the best entry in gold. If I was there at that time, for example, when did this happen? This happened around the London session after the Tokyo close. So if I was here, I would have taken this position with my stop loss around 15 pips back in the range, expecting the price to move down, and which it did. It moved about 50 pips from that possible entry, right? So that's amazing. Did enter there and secure. Ooh, Mandish did enter there. See, it makes sense. It makes sense. So you execute, you earn. Simple as that. Very simple as that, right? So the current 2-hour, current 1-hour candle is going to close in the next 4 minutes. So we will see what's going to happen. All right, we haven't entered into any position yet. It does make sense for the price to move down, as I've said, but we have to wait. Well, I have to wait for the candles to at least close below this 15-minute support. That way, maybe the volume's going to drive the price down. But at the same time, in the back of the head, I know that, you know what? Today is the core CPI news day. Do I really want to engage myself with a lot of volatility? The answer may be no. So that's it. That's all I have to say. Just give me a second. My Zoom screen's kind of lagging here. Only the Zoom screen. Not sure why. Why is the Zoom screen lagging today? Amazing. It's kind of funny. Anyways. Oh, Salwa Arif says hello. Hello. Hello, my friend. Hello, my frienda. All right, so the bias on the gold is a sell right now. So obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert around once price starts breaking this low, 1879.20 sort of a level. My alerts are going to tell me that, you know what, Anuj, you got to start looking for sales, my mate. And I'm going to keep my eyes open at that point of time. For now, I'm going to dive into GJ. Let me set my alert. Just give me a little bit of second. A little bit of second. That's way better. And for now, waiting 3 more minutes left for the hourly candle to close. Let's dive into GJ at the same time. So looking at GJ, let's go in GJ from a monthly sort of a time frame too. Let's erase everything here. We're gonna start fresh. It's actually a good habit that I've endorsed. You know, every time I come into the chart, I love to draw new zones. So if it's been like 12 to 24 hours, I am okay. I'm actually okay with drawing a new zone and having my fresh analogy, fresh market reading. So that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. All right, so looking at the monthly candle in GJ as well, the price in GJ makes sense to push up than anything else because of the recent price action in the monthly sort of a time frame, and the current monthly candle is bearish. As we discussed in gold, there is a higher chance this current monthly candle could actually flip bullish. Right, there's a higher chance. We are not even halfway through this GJ candle, the monthly candle, right? So there is a chance. We just need some sort of rejection from the downside. So let's go into the weekly time frame. Going into the weekly time frame, look at this. So the price right now, previous weekly candle closed bearish. So it's very obvious that this level, 155.750 is sort of like a very strong resistance level. That's where the price is resisting right at this point in time, right? So that is the same vicinity from the left-hand side, but there is a clear traffic on the left-hand side on top of 155.750. Once price starts breaking 155.750, there's a higher chance price could actually continue up. For now, the current weekly candle is bearish. It has 2 more days left for its close and is actually very close to this previous support. If this was a potential support area, it almost seems as if the current weekly candle is tapping that support area. Look at this. Very obvious, isn't it? Let's go into the daily time frame and let's make things more clear, right? So going into the daily time frame, look at this. If this is a potential support area that we draw off of the weekly time frame, so the current daily candle is actually rejecting off of it. It actually seems as if it's actually rejecting. Does that mean we take a buy right now? Oh no. That doesn't mean we take a buy because the recent trend in the market after rejecting 155.750, just like gold, seems as if it's actually heading down. So there is a chance prices may push even lower before it heads up if it's heading up. All right. So looking at the 4-hour time frame, look at this. So the current 4-hour candle, wow, it's actually amazing. For example, I'm going to show you guys this. Look at this one. It's actually amazing how this clear traffic on the left-hand side was slowly achieved. Oh, and gold is moving down. All right, my alert just hit. My alert just hit. 4-hour candle makes so much sense to move down. 2-hour candle, previous 2-hour candle, closed bearish. Current 2-hour candle breaking the low in its first few minutes. Very interesting. Hourly candle is also breaking the low in its first few minutes. It makes so much sense for the price to move down than anything else. But the question I'm asking myself is, should I actually enter? Because it's a core CPI news day today. The prices may range, right? If it's going to move down, it's very obvious it's going to move down. If it was a regular day, to be honest with you guys, I would have taken an entry right after this break of the low. But I haven't taken the entry. I'm being honest. I haven't taken an entry yet. So if anybody took an entry on the break of the low, perfect. Previous 5-minute candle rejected the top. It's actually pretty good. Pretty good. Hopefully it works for you guys. If anybody took a sell below that level, hopefully it works all the way down. It has 20 to 30 pips of range. Yeah, I think you're going to get that. You're going to get that. I'm not in it. I'm waiting. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit more. All right, so going into pound yen one more time. Let's go into the 4-hour time frame and finish our analysis. So the current 4-hour candle quite rejecting the top. It makes sense for the 4-hour candle to move down and actually feel the wick on the downside. So let's go into the 2-hour time frame. Going into the 2-hour time frame, previous 2-hour candle closed bullish. Is that just to make another higher high? Possibly yes. So if actually GJ is moving down, it's very obvious it has to make lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower ho, lower low. Oh, not lower ho, lower low, lower low. That's right. So it's very obvious for the price to make another lower low, right? So previous 2-hour candle closed bullish. So that's not so beautiful at the same time. It's not so beautiful, and it's actually near this strong support level. Let's call it 154, 125. So 154, 125 could be a strong support that the price actually rejected from. So going into the 1-hour time frame at the same time, looking at the what just happened? Okay, looking at the 1-hour time frame, yeah, it looks like the lower high has been formed. This makes sense. This does make sense. If anybody took a sell on the break of this candle's low, just like gold, it does make sense. I think GG is going to pay you guys out here. If you took entries around 154, 315, anticipating the price to move down in this 18 pips range, well, it does look good. I haven't taken any entry. I'm not lying. I haven't taken any entry yet. So if you actually took an entry on the break of the low, you have to remind yourself that, you know what, the structure makes sense because the price actually had to make a lower high, which it did. Obviously, 1 hour established a lower high. But look at this. So the current hourly candle is actually moving down in its first few minutes, which is kind of fishy for me. It's kind of fishy. So if the price starts retracing back to your entry point heavily, now the only thing you have to be mindful about is managing your position. So how can you manage your position? You have to define that for yourself. How much are you comfortable holding drawdowns before it moves to your original direction, right? So the gold trade is actually running. Gold is moving down. Obviously, I haven't taken any entry yet. It makes so much sense for the price in gold right now to move down than anything else. If anybody took an entry here, beautiful. Hopefully you manage your position. That's all I can say. Now with volume, looks like it's going to push down. It's going to give you at least 10, 12 pips. So be careful, be mindful about actually securing some profits than anything else. That's all I can say. Oh, and looks like on YouTube, we have actually managed to secure 298 subscribers here today. That's amazing, actually. So close to 300. It's a special milestone, to be honest. 298, close to 300. Amazing. We are getting there in the YouTube community as well. We are growing our channel. We're growing that community. The support is amazing, right? So this is beautiful. For now, GJ is moving down very close to this previous 4-hour, previous daily, weekly support. This is this 154, 125 sort of a level. Obviously, the hourly candle has broken the low in its first few minutes, but it has made a wick on the top. So I am not in this trade. But if anybody managed to take it with proper analogy, if it makes sense for you. But I am not in it yet. Okay, I'm not in it. On the 30-minute candles, seems almost as if it's actually ranging side by side. So the high time frame is much more way consistent, way more consistent than anything in pound yen, right? Is way more consistent. Is actually way more consistent. What if price actually starts rejecting the bottom in GJ? Ooh, that's something interesting for me. If the price actually starts rejecting the bottom, I may even get a buy. I may get a buy because it just recently tapped 154, 125, which is a weekly sort of a strong support level. So my bias is a sell, and to be fluid, I can also scale on buys. So I'm keeping an eyes open to see if the candles are going to close above 154.390 level at least. If the candles start closing above 154.390 level, it's going to make so much sense for me to look after buys, right? Because the traffic is clean. I mean the bias with high volume sometimes price moves heavily after rejecting off of a daily support. For now, it's so much obvious to move down, but to be fluid, I'm also keeping my eyes open for buys. So that's just my analysis, right? So somebody else can come in and argue with me saying, oh, you're wrong, you're looking for the wrong bias and whatever, but I don't actually care about that, right? I'm actually here to scale on my analysis. For now, I'm just waiting. I'm chilling right at this point in time. If the candle starts moving up, closing above at least a 15, 30-minute candle above 154.390, it does make sense for me to actually scale for buys. So I'm going to wait. I'm actually going to wait. I'm not in any sort of position yet. All right, so my friend Mandish is on gold sales. 5-minute close without lower wick. Oh, so you got to be careful there. If the 5 minutes close with no wick on the bottom, have to be a little bit careful. But gold looks like it's going to move down, man. Obviously, if you took an entry, as I said, if it gives you 10 pips, 12 pips, just secure and manage your position. But yeah, previous 5-minute candle closed with no wick on the bottom. Sometimes this could be an early sign of you know what? There may be no further range on the downside or the upside. For example, if the candles have no wick on the bottom, and if it's a bearish candle, it may signal you that, you know what, maybe there is no further range. So it's a better idea if it starts going against you to manage your position. That's my analogy. Obviously, Mandish is also very clever. He's very clever in managing positions. So hopefully he manages. That's all I can say. I'm not in any sort of position yet. I am waiting. Let's go into pound AUD because I also look at pound AUD. I love pound instruments. Among those is pound JPY, pound AUD. So we will see what's going to happen, right? So look at going into the 4-hour time frame, pound AUD. All right, pound AUD is very obvious to move down. There's no way I can build any other bias than sells right now in pound AUD. Pound AUD, very obvious to move down. Very, very obvious to move down. If somebody trades pound AUD, they're going to come to me. They're going to tell me, oh, pound AUD sell. And it makes sense. They don't have to explain anything else. I'm going to understand what they mean. I'm actually going to understand what they mean. 4-hour candle, this current 4-hour candle has flipped bearish, has a proper decent top wick. 4-hour candle has a proper decent top wick. So if this is the first target that GBPAUD could actually tap into, so from the current price, after it flips bearish, it's in about 17 to 18 pips of range. Okay, so let's go into the 2-hour time frame. Let's go into the 2-hour time frame. Previous 2-hour candle, very similar to pound AUD, pound JPY, and gold, looking so similar, isn't it? Very similar sort of situation. It's like amazing how it's looking so similar. Actually amazing. Interesting. Anyways, all right, so the current 2-hour candle has actually broken the previous 2-hour candle's low. Hourly candle, very obvious for the candles to move down in pound AUD. To be honest, very obvious. 30-minute candle looks like it's ranging side by side. So it's a good idea to wait for at least a 15-minute candle in pound AUD to close. That way you can start building a stronger bias as the candle starts closing below this 15-minute range or 15-minute support. So for now, look at this. Okay, look at this. So if this is a 15-minute range, price is ranging side by side. If the candles start closing below this range, there's a higher chance that there could be a stronger confirmation that, you know what, price could actually move down. So for now, there's nothing for me. In the higher time frame, it makes sense for the price to move down. Previous 15-minute candle rejected the top so well. Look at this. I think I'm actually going to keep my eyes open for pound AUD right now. Pound AUD and pound JPY. Pound AUD and pound JPY makes sense. Pound AUD and pound JPY makes sense. Previous 15-minute candle rejected the top so well. Actually rejected the top so well. And if this was a hardcore range in pound AUD, this one right here, price is slowly rejecting it with its wick. Just have to see a candle close below. Ideally, a candle close below. And the next candle, if it's actually going to retest that previously broken or previously left range, we may get a sell, proper sell in pound AUD. So I'm going to keep an eye open on this one. All right, so the 15-minute candle in pound AUD is going to close in the next 2 minutes. 15-minute candle in the pound AUD is going to close in the next 2 minutes. Have to see if the 15-minute candle actually stays below the support, below the range. That way, we can see if we can scale on sell or not. Perfect. We have a lot of friends here on Zoom today from the Slack community. This is amazing. And the YouTube is not acting funny as yesterday too. Yesterday the YouTube streams were a little bit funny, you know, obviously, but today it's beautiful. The way it's running, it's actually smooth. So hopefully it keeps it that way. Reno says, "Hola, hola. ¿Cómo vos está?" Hola, señora. Hola, hola. See, there's the 15-minute candle retracing from the bottom price, retracing up right at this point of time. We don't want to see a candle close back in the range. That's what we don't want to see. If the candle starts closing back in the range above this, it's very apparent that the price is ranging, right? Have to see candles close below. That's what I would want to see. Pound AUD price close below. Let's see. Is the price going to close below or what's happening? 55 seconds. Oh, and the 15-minute candle coming back in the range. That's not a nice view. Oh no. Hourly candle still making sense. Hourly candle still making sense. 15-minute candle coming back in the range above this level. Sorry about that. This level could be 18, 20, 25. Above 18, 20, 25. Want to see candle close below 18, 20, 25? That would be lovely. 18, 20, 25. And it closed right at that 18, 20, 25 level. Right at that level. For now, the candle's pushing down. Pretty good. Nice and easy. If it's actually pushing down, candles shouldn't hesitate. For example, this current candle shouldn't hesitate on making a top wick, because you know why? The current 15-minute candle making a top wick is only going to signal us that, you know what, this range is being left, or the price is actually leaving that range. So if the current candle makes a top wick before moving down, that's a very good sign of moving down. But if it's going to move down without giving us any sort of entry, it is what it is. Sometimes the market moves without any confirmation. So it is what it is. But if this current candle makes a top wick before moving down, if this current candle makes a top wick and starts breaking the previous candle's low, I'm going to take my entry right then. But for now, there's nothing. For me, there's nothing. Yep, I'm going to wait. Renault here says 18,200 is very strong. That's right. That is right. Let's look at pound USD at the same time. Pound USD looking ugliest. Pound USD actually looking ugly. Pound USD actually looking ugly. I wouldn't want to trade pound USD right now. Love to stay away from it. So keeping an eyes open on pound AUD. So I'm going to open up my pound AUD chart on my terminal. Just give me a second. And getting ready. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Who knows what tone is that? Who knows what tone is that? Who knows? Looks like the price is going to move down without any confirmation here. Has broken the previous candle low, but doesn't have a proper top wick. So keeping an eye open, that's it. 1 hour makes sense, but I have to kind of see the 15-minute giving me a micro price action sort of a detail. Our gold was the trade, man. Whoever took a gold trade, obviously Mandish took a gold trade. Very nice. So beautiful. Gold was the trade today. Gold was the trade of the day. Whoever took the break of the low, amazing. 18 pips. You must have secured already. All right, so pound AUD, a 15-minute candle is diving back in the range. Look at this. So how the price is actually coming back in the range. If this candle makes a decent top wick before heading down, that is my ideal entry point. If this candle makes a decent top wick before heading down, that is my ideal entry. The candle is still hanging around there right now. Still hanging around there. It's amazing how we have actually reached 298 subscribers on YouTube. I love it. I literally love it. Yep, gold is moving nice and slow. Nice and slowy. Yep, gold was the trade today. Beautiful. For now, the pound AUD current 15 So the current 15-minute candle in pound AUD is actually trying to make that top wick as we talked about. If this candle actually makes a top wick and starts going down, that'll be lovely. You know, that'll be lovely. Any candle, any 15-minute candle close below 18.20.25 is a good sign for me. It's actually a good sign for me. So we will see. Renault here says better confirmation for GA would be a break and close of 30-minute candle below that minus support. That is correct. Renault is correct. He is correct. So for now, the bias is sell, obviously, and still waiting. Haven't taken any funny setups yet. No funny setups today. I'm actually going to hydrate myself at the same time the prices are moving here. Oh, is my mic not good or something? Reynolds says, what's the sound? Must be my AC or something. Because it's too cold, man. I cannot turn it off. I have to stay in the warm. Just give me a second. All right, so better stay in warm than anything else. It's actually very cold here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll actually play a little bit of music so that my friends can enjoy. At the same time, the YouTube guys can enjoy. If the music is too loud, always let me know. I may turn it down. So let's see. Pound yen, waiting for the price to actually move up. I would love to see a candle close above 154.390, a 15-minute candle, a 30-minute candle close above 154.390. That way I can actually support my bias for buys. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, yep. Look at this. So from YouTube, Trabuche Alfromeje says, I watch a lot of different stock trading and FX trading streams, and yours is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Wow, that is amazing to hear. I love that. I love that energy there. Beautiful. Beautiful Trabuche. If I said it correct. Beautiful. All right, so pound yen is still hanging around that area. 5 minute is clearly ranging. I don't want to show you the range because some of the guys don't like the range at all. So we will keep that way. We will keep it that way. So if the pound yen starts closing above, beautiful. So obviously I missed out on the gold sale. Some of my friends actually capitalized on it. Beauty. That is a beauty. Okay, so pound yen moving up nice and slow. If any of the 15, 30-minute candles actually closes above 154, 154.390, potentially 154.400, there's a higher chance price will move up. But I have to, for example, for my style of trading, I have to wait for the candle close. All right, so Abdul Khan in YouTube says, do you teach? Yes, I teach. I do teach. And it is happening right now. It is happening live. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. And if anybody's watching the stream, just hit me the thumbs up button because we got to run the algorithm. See, sometimes I got to be a little bit greedy when asking for thumbs up, because that way when we run the algorithms, the stream actually is passed on to other lovely YouTube friends, right? So that'll be lovely. That'll be amazing, growing up the community. So hit that like button, 100%. 100% do that, please. Wow, guys, big news. Right now, we just hit 300 subscribers. Right now. This is a amazing milestone. Right now, we just hit 300 subscribers. Right now. Amazing. Beauty. Renault Sisson says, congrats. YouTube, don't break my heart. YouTube, please don't break my heart. YouTube always breaks my heart. Come on, YouTube. YouTube, my mate. Come on, YouTube. Please don't do this to me. All right, so the current 15-minute candle in pound yen is going to close in the next 3 minutes. So it's interesting if this candle actually closes above or not. Let's see. And we are still here. Hopefully the YouTube is not lagging right now. Hopefully the YouTube is not lagging right now. It'll be really funny because we just hit 300 subscribers and my friends are saying congrats. And just imagine the YouTube lagging out, man. That would be ugly. All right, so the current 15-minute candle in pound JPY is going to close in the next 1 minute. If the candles actually closes above 154.390, there's a higher chance price will still move up. So waiting to see if that's actually happening, right? So oh my lord, Abdul Khan says he got in buys in gold. Man, if you got buys in gold, I'm not sure what you're doing. You have to understand what is a buy and a sell. You have to understand what is buy and a sell, dude. It lags a bit sometimes for me, unfortunately. Oh, okay. I want to fix this issue here. I actually need to fix this issue here. Let's see if this 15-minute candle actually closes above 154.390. That'll be a lovely day here in pound yen. So for now, just waiting to see if the candles actually closes above. Let's see. Need a 15-minute candle to close above. That way, the range from 154.390 to our clear traffic on the left-hand side, it's in about 9 pips to 154.490, and it's in about 13 pips, and then it's in about 19 pips. So we will see. We will see what's going to happen. I really need to fix YouTube, man. Come on. Come on. All right, Nick here says, things are rough right now. That's right. That's right. Things are rough. That is correct. That is correct. It's actually not that clean of a day today. As in the price action, it's not that of a clean day. It's not a very clean day today. It lags every 5 seconds. Oh no. I actually checked my speed before I could stream today again, and everything was good. Right now, the YouTube is actually acting a little bit funny. I have friends in my Zoom side by side, and it's a low volume due to the big USD news. I was getting wrecked yesterday by the chop during NYSE as well for some reason. Oh, okay. Okay. Starting to lag again. Come on, I'm really upset with YouTube one more time. Really upset with YouTube. Oh my god, I need to start another stream here. Stream another stream. Start another stream. Okay, let's do this. We're still waiting for the candles to close above. Still lagging. Okay, so I've tried some of the stuff with the YouTube. Hopefully, it's actually running right now. Looks like pound yen is moving up nice and slow. It's actually a little bit risky to enter around this area, but it's actually moving up nice and slow. It's actually moving up nice and slow. Pound yen looks like it's going to move up. If there's enough volume in the market, it can actually drive it up. Yeah, the market not looking the best today. actually not looking the best, to be honest. Yeah, 30-minute current 30-minute candle looks good to move up right now. The hourly candle has 22 more minutes left for its close. We haven't got a proper candle close above, but it actually looks like it can actually move up. It actually looks like it's actually going to move up. Yep. Current 15-minute candle breaking the previous candle's high, rejecting the range, and is actually moving up. So if this 15-minute candle actually closes above, that's a very good sign. That's a very good sign for potential buys in pound JPY. Looks like it's actually moving up here. It's actually moving up. We are 22 minutes away from the New York session open. New York bank open, so we will see how the bank's going to open up and what the reaction is going to be with the market here. Looks like pound yen is moving up here. Pound yen is moving up. 30-minute candles moving up. The support has been created. Hourly candles looking good. 2-hour candles looking good. Pretty good. Pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for this 15-minute candle to close than anything else. I'm not gonna take an impulse entry here, and it's a counter trend. It's a sort of like a counter trend for me at this point in time. So I'll rather wait a little bit. I would rather wait a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do here. Pound AUDs moving up. Okay, so we have actually broken the previous resistance in pound AUD. So the selling bias right now looks very invalid. So doesn't seem like sales are coming any sooner. So the price has to leave this range, then only we're gonna get the sales. Ridiculous YouTube. I don't like the way YouTube is working right now. Crazy. Crazy. All right, so 1 5-minute candle close above that range in pound yen. I mean, yeah, I'm actually not very comfortable taking an impulse entry that seems like a counter trend sort of entry. And Renell here says, yeah, it's better to wait for the news. That's actually correct. That's actually correct. Waiting for the news is actually way more better, to be honest. So just give me a second. This seems to